This weekend I'm back in the Hoosier National Forest, the Deam Wilderness, expecting, it's actually starting to sprinkle right now, expecting a little bit of rain today, but it's going to be just an overnighter. There's a bunch of people getting together for, I think it's an annual event, a bunch of hammock campers getting together down here. And so I'm gonna meet up with them. I'm going to set up my tarp and not hammock, but pitch on the ground or sleep on the ground. But yeah, gonna meet some new people, some fellow Hoosiers, and just have a good time. So I started from a Blackwell campground, and I'm going to take a route that takes me around to, they're all meeting up down in, I forget what they call it exactly, but it's in the Sycamore Loop. And they sent me GPS coordinates. It should be pretty easy to find actually. But I think I'm gonna have probably 8-ish, 9-ish miles to get to where they're meeting up. Now, a lot of them will have parked. There's a couple trailheads that are much closer. It makes it just a really short walk down into the area where they're meeting up. But I thought, you know, since I'm here, might as well take advantage, get a nice hike in. Even if it is going to rain, I really kind of need to learn to enjoy the rain a little more, because when it's raining, the woods is always yours, and usually yours all to yourself. So it's about 7:30 right now, and overcast skies, a little bit of drizzle, but going to have a good overnight in the Hoosier National Forest. And right here's something that's actually pretty neat about this area. All over the place you can find these geodes. Huge ones, small ones. They end up looking like kind of like a bubbly rock. You crack them open, and these you can see a little bit. Usually it's this white, kind of a crystalline looking, looks kind of like quartz a little bit. Usually it's that color. So I've seen a kind of a pinkish colored one, but these are easily found. I don't know the regulations on rock hounding here of gathering and collecting geodes, but they can be seen everywhere. So pretty cool. A $5,000 fine for going down that trail, and I did. So that sign was not at the other end of the trail. I was just about to make a comment that normally the half a dozen times or more that I've walked this trail, I've started at the Blackwell campground, I've walked a big route one day and then ended up usually down at the peninsula. And then whatever day's the last day, usually come up from the peninsula around and take this trail and go back to where my truck is. So that would be, what, counterclockwise loop this time. Since I know I'm camping, when I meet up with these guys, I know where I'm at. I went clockwise. And I came across this really nice trail that on my map, the trail is on my map, but I had never seen it walk in that other direction. And I thought that my map had just not been updated. Well, I followed that trail. And then what I think happened is there's a whole bunch of Boy Scouts camped here this weekend, a bunch. I think they were camped right in the area where the strange trail that I was now on crossed the familiar trail. And standing there talking to the Boy Scouts and asking them how their weekend was going, I crossed right over then the trail I was familiar with and ended up on another trail that I was not familiar with. Again, a very nice trail. And then it took a turn and it became a much smaller footpath. Well, that was the trail. So it was a very nice walk. It made for a neat change in my morning. And I kind of thought it was just because I was walking the trail a different direction, but the whole time I was on a different trail. But very neat. I'm actually glad I had this GPS. I might not know where I'm at now. Started to sprinkle a little bit. It was just misting all morning. I've been hiking for about 3 hours now. I don't know how many miles I've done. But yeah, the rain's held off, but it is starting to sprinkle now. And I'd seen the weather report before I came, and I think once it starts raining, it's going to rain well into the later part of the afternoon. So I'm going to just do my best, enjoy the rain, enjoy being outside, try to keep a smile on my face and enjoy the hike. So it's decision time. I'm here at this trail junction, and that direction in front of me is the way I always come. The direction behind me, I don't think I've ever been on that trail. So, to keep with the theme of the day, I'm gonna go the way I've never gone before. It's gonna be a little bit longer getting to camp. I just checked. I think I've been somewhere near 7 miles already, which is kind of hard for me to believe. But I have been walking for 3 miles or 3 hours. So I don't think it's another 7 more. It could be. I don't know. But I got one more place up here that looked like there was a little connector trail that I could shorten it. I've got one more chance to shorten it. Otherwise, there's kind of a long loop. Right now, that's my plan. Take that long loop, get to the meet up with the guys. after lunch sometime. So I'm glad I came this way. Sycamore Trail is a nice footpath. Very well groomed and maintained, but nice soft leaf pack under your feet. Really nice trail. So glad I came this way. Well, I made it to camp. It was close to 14 miles, and I don't think I would have found these guys if I hadn't been given the GPS coordinate for the actual location. It was pretty tough to find where they were at. But there's a bunch of hammocks set up over there. They've got tarps set up over a fire so that you can have a place to lounge around and be near the fire. So I'm gonna grab some food. I haven't had anything to eat all day, and so I'm gonna grab my lunch and snacks and all my stuff, head over to the fire, and hang out with the guys.
Here and over to hold that flap.
It's called Buffalo River.
This one will go viral right here. He's going to get a needle and thread because everybody's got a needle and a thread in their pack up.
Yeah.
Got ultra reels. We spent most of the time we went up on the mountain.
You done River Falls? You do that?
No. My father-in-law went there actually.
That's really
Just finished breakfast. I'm now working my way back out to the trail, the place where we all met was off trail, but and quite a distance to get to, which was nice because we were away from other people. It was kind of a large group. So said goodbye to all those guys, met some nice people, and now I'm meandering my way back to the main trail. I'll hike back. It's going to be, I think, probably 7-ish miles, 7-8 miles to the Blackwell campground, and then back home. So they say I can just follow this creek is the easiest way, but it may not be the easiest way. Oh, we'll see. There's a really interesting chemistry about a gathering like this. because some of the people know some of the other people, but they're not best of friends of anything, but everybody comes from a different place, a different upbringing, even different reasons for even wanting to be out in the woods. And the really only common denominator to the whole group there was getting together, and for most, well, I guess it's not a common denominator. I wasn't there to hammock, and there was another guy that wasn't there to hammock, but the rest of them, the reason they got together was to have a little fun, and all of them spread out in the woods and hammock camp together. It's sort of funny when you think about it. But you go into a woods and meet a whole group of mostly strangers and sit around a fire and just chat about commonalities and opinions and oh, it's funny, but it's fun. It was a good time. I met some really nice people. Met up with a couple people that I've already met before. But yeah, hearing different stories, hearing different experiences, and laughing at each other. Good stuff. Glad I came. I didn't hang a hammock in the Hoosier Hang, but I did participate, and it was a real fun time. I'm not real sure why I came all the way up here. It is a nice view, but that many stairs after miles yesterday, and then I don't have too many more to go, but my legs are gonna be screaming by the time I get back down. But yeah, I guess it's worth the view. I'm now on a section of trail. It's part of the Grub Ridge Loop, and this part of the trail just skirts along. In fact, it's right here behind me. That's the Tower Ridge, hard to say, Tower Ridge Road. It goes up to that fire tower from the Blackwell camp. And it looks like I've probably got 4 miles left. I've walked 4 already. This road, or this trail, can be a mess if the weather's not right, and it's shared by horsemen. Horsemen can share on this trail, so they can really stomp it up and mud it up. So between it being muddy and in the summertime when the gravel dries up, the vehicles going up and down the road just dust this place with gravel, or gravel dust, every time they go through. So most of the time, I would not advise walking this section of trail. You're going to hear traffic all day. It's possibly going to be a muddy mess. It's possibly going to be, you're going to be breathing dust from the gravel. back to the truck. 8.14 miles this morning and 14.6, something like that yesterday. And very good weekend. A little bit of rain yesterday, but made the best of it. Walked in it, dealt with it. Had a great time here at the Hoosier National Forest. Hoosier Hang. Met a lot of nice hammock campers. Had a really good time. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.